Hello and welcome back to the vlog. My name is Coach Ryan and today we'll be talking about two questions, but they pretty much have the same answer. So these questions were both asked on Discord, so if you'd like to join the Discord, you can find the link right here. Hopefully it doesn't expire. I set all the links to never expire and they still somehow expire. I don't get it. But you can also ask your questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to get to them in the next video. So the question is first one is how do I fix not being nervous during games? And the other question is like during practice I do fantastic, but during the games I am basically awful. I feel like I can never promote myself the way I am in practice. So basically you should always practice like you would play in a game. So when you go to practices, you have the mindset of a game. Which means during your skill drills, during your one-on-ones, during your scrimmages, all of these need to be at the intensity at which you play your game. And the reason why is because if you practice the way you want to perform during the game, why would you not think about the game while practicing? Once you start thinking about the game and like how it progresses and how you get stressed out and all these things during practice, you'll be basically training yourself to have a positive mindset, to have a mindset that says, hey, I can do this, I've done this, why am I allowing my mentality to prevent me from doing it just because it's a game now? It's not just practice where you can stop, reset, and try again. Well, you can technically do the same thing during a game. You can make a mistake, you can stop, reset, and try again, unless you get a red card, of course, but that is what it is. But one of the things I always try and tell my players is that when we practice, we're going to do high intensity. We're going to try and recreate the game as much as possible. And while you're doing this, you need to be having the ideas, this is a game. There are consequences that if you make a mistake, you're going to run, which is the same thing during a game. So if you lose the ball because of a bad pass, you make a poor judgment, you have to run after the ball, you have to recover. So having the mindset of game set mentality during practice is good. Now it's always difficult, right? Because you're practicing with your teammates, with your friends, with your coach. There's nothing else outside of this, right? It's just you guys. But that's kind of a bad way to approach it. You should always thinking that everyone is a competition. With that idea. And I'm not saying like you should be, creating bad blood between you and your teammates. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm trying to say is that if you want to play at high intensity and get rid of nervous tics and, making mistakes, you still need to keep the idea of a game in practice. And coaches need to be promoting game-like mentalities during practice. A lot of times we're trying to do certain skill sets, or you're trying to do certain drills, scrimmages, trying to do theories and explanations and things like that. And we sometimes forget that the social idea of playing on the field needs to be translated between practice to game, which means when you're coaching during practice, you need to have the same intensity that you would have during the game, so that there's consistency between the two, and the players feel more comfortable on the field. Because what you don't want is a breakdown on one of the channels or one of the sides. So let's say your fullback is fantastic during practice, shuts all of your players down, is able to easily shut down an entire side, but once we get into a game-like situation against another team, they fall apart. They're nervous, they're scared, they're timid, they're not as aggressive, and it's because they're not comfortable. You need to make them comfortable. You need to make them realize that there should not be any difference between practice into the games. And as a coach, it can be very difficult to do, especially if the player is not verbally communicating that to you. But that's why you've really got to start to pay attention to the individuals as well as the team as a whole as a coach. And to get rid of the nervousness, honestly, one of the things that I always try to do is just do something silly, right? Right before the kickoff. Just crack a joke. I always find like cracking a joke helps. It breaks the ice, right? It reminds you that you're on the pitch with your friends and your teammates, and that there should be no difference between the high intensity in the game and the high intensity in the practice. Of course, during practice, I don't recommend cracking jokes overly too much. It should be one of those things that you do to break the tension, to relax everybody. One of the things that also works, that even if you're not cracking a joke, try to smile, enjoy the game. You bust your butt for hours and hours during the week training and practicing, and maybe you watch game film. Whatever you're doing, You spend all this time, but why would you let the fact that now you're on the pitch scare you? You've worked your butt off to get there. Don't let mentality ruin it for you. So, whenever I played, one of the things that always helped me get rid of a lot of this nervousness and to really not make mistakes is do the basics. Constantly think about your last game. That's what I did, at least. And think about all of the mistakes you did and how you can fix them for the next game, so you don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. If you come into a point in the game where you keep making this mistake and you just can't figure it out, ask your coach. Say, I keep making this mistake and I know it's affecting my side. From your perspective, what could I do better to improve? Your coach is there to teach you. Your teammates are there to promote you. Your fans, your family are there to cheer you on and make you feel good. And you shouldn't be thinking that if you screw up, the game's lost. That doesn't make any sense. This is a teamwork game, and there's 11 people on the field. And there's your teammates on the bench. So in total, there's about 18 to 22 players there wanting you to do good, and they're there to support you. They're there to make your life easier. And as long as you communicate, do the basics, play to feet, move to space, honestly, there's not much else to do. Sure, there are some times where you have to do the 1v1s. They get scary, they do. But stay calm, take a breath, and realize that the basics are there for a reason. And you can beat teams by playing simple. If you notice, with PSG, what do? They are very good at passing the ball. That's very basic. Well, of course, every professional team's good at passing the ball. Not really. I look at Barcelona, and Messi is a fantastic player. Barcelona is a great team, but Messi tries to do too much sometimes on his own, and he loses the ball, or he holds it too long and doesn't release it soon enough because people aren't checking people aren't making runs. The communication and the teamwork, these are very basic things, and during big games like against PSG and Juventus, or however you say it, they lost because they were unable to execute the simple things or execute all of the basics, which is what's required of professional teams. So don't be so nervous and think that everything rides on your shoulders, because it takes a team to move the field forward. And if you keep going onto the field thinking it's only you, and if you make a mistake, you're done, or your team's going to lose, it's very stressful. It's really not worth your effort or your stress. Just try to go on the field and say, I'm enjoying myself and I'm happy to be here. Let's win this game together, and let's celebrate together, because we win them together, we lose them together, and we succeed or fail together. There's no two ways about it in the team sport. It's not like golf or tennis where it's just you, and if you mess up, then yes, the team does lose because you made a mistake. That's not soccer. That's not football. It's not these team sports. So don't put that stress on you, right? Now, I don't know anything about golf or tennis. I just know that there's one person and there's usually other people, and they accumulate. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. But the point is teamwork makes the dream work. And that's such a silly saying, but it's entirely true, right? If you want to succeed, if you want to go far in life, if you want to make your life in soccer enjoyable, you gotta let go of the individuality and remember it's teamwork oriented. Yes, there are times where you can be individual, and I do encourage players to take risk, right? You want to take a risk, because that's what helps build your confidence. Because if you're able to, let's say, get that last second goal in to win the game, or if you're able to beat those one-on-ones and you can create those opportunities by yourself, those are made through confidence, trial and error, and taking a chance. If you never take a chance, if you never try to create something out of nothing, then you're never going to truly build confidence. And that's what really helps fix a lot of these issues. But the one thing I tell people is, just because you build confidence doesn't mean it can disappear within an instant. Stay humble, stay receptive to criticism, and never stop looking for ways to improve. And remember that if you get into a rut and you feel like your confidence is falling apart, go back to the basics, play as a team, and enjoy yourself. Because at the end of the day, this is still just a game, and it's there because you want it to be, and you're there because you want to be, not because someone forced you to. No one's like saying if you fail, you're done, your life is over. That doesn't make any sense. You have thousands of games, right? Thousands of championships. You're going to have opportunities left and right. Don't let one destroy your confidence and your passion. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you would like to be entered in to win the $10 gift card, please be sure to subscribe. So once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will be drawing for a $10 gift card winner. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my God, 1,000 people? There's no way I'm gonna win. Well, don't worry, because at 1,500 and then 2,000 subscribers, I'll be doing giveaways at every 500 milestone. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow, and if you'd like to join the socials, you can find them all right here and in the description below. I'm pretty receptive to questions and answering them as fast as possible. So please be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, share, and follow on all of my other socials, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.